Before 1982, the music industry was a landscape of strictly segregated sounds and rigid cultural boundaries. Radio waves carried distinct genres to separate audiences, and the emerging visual medium of television largely reflected this deep-seated division. It was a world where crossover success was a rarity, and the power of a single artist to shatter these systemic barriers seemed almost unimaginable. The industry functioned on a model of exclusion, where black artists were frequently relegated to the urban charts regardless of their universal appeal. The monolithic record labels of the 1970s held immense power, dictating trends and heavily influencing what reached the masses through narrow distribution channels. Marketing was often tailored to specific demographics, reinforcing existing musical silos instead of bridging them. The concept of a global, unifying musical phenomenon was still nascent, largely confined to rock anthems or the occasional disco hit. There was a desperate need for a sound that could speak to everyone, regardless of race or geography. Then came MTV, a revolutionary force broadcasting music videos directly into millions of American homes 24 hours a day. Yet, this exciting new platform was initially a stark reflection of deep-seated racial divisions and systemic biases. Its early programming predominantly featured white rock artists, effectively ignoring the vibrant contributions of black musicians who were defining the sound of the decade. This gatekeeping created a frustrating glass ceiling for black excellence during the early visual age of the industry. Michael Jackson had already laid crucial groundwork with his album, Off the Wall, in 1979. This masterpiece blended pop, funk, and R&B seamlessly, earning critical acclaim and significant commercial success. It demonstrated his extraordinary talent and hinted at a broader appeal beyond traditional R&B audiences. Despite its success, Michael felt the industry still hadn't fully recognized his potential, fueling a relentless drive to create something even more undeniable. He was determined to craft an album where every single track was a hit. The recording sessions for Thriller in 1982 were a crucible of unparalleled creativity and obsessive perfectionism. Michael Jackson, alongside producer Quincy Jones, pushed the absolute boundaries of sonic innovation and studio technology. They meticulously crafted each track, experimenting with synthesizers, drum machines, and layered vocals to create a sound that was both futuristic and timeless. The atmosphere was one of intense pressure and high stakes, as they sought to capture lightning in a bottle for the entire world to hear. Billie Jean emerged from these sessions as a hauntingly infectious track that would change the course of pop history. Its iconic bassline, a signature of the collaboration between Michael and Quincy Jones, was instantly recognizable and impossible to ignore. Michael Jackson's distinctive vocal performance, filled with paranoia and vulnerability, captured the imagination of listeners worldwide. The song's narrative of mystery and false accusation added a layer of cinematic tension that set it apart from anything else on the radio. The accompanying music video for Billie Jean was a visual revelation that shattered the existing conventions of the medium. It broke through significant visual barriers, showcasing Jackson's unparalleled dancing and his innate ability to command the screen. The now legendary scene of him walking on glowing pavement became an instant cultural touchstone and a symbol of his artistic dominance. This was the moment the world realized that Michael Jackson was a visual pioneer who could transform a song into an immersive experience. It was during the Billie Jean performance on the Motown 25 television special that Michael Jackson debuted the moonwalk to a stunned national audience. This gravity-defying dance move, executed with astonishing precision, captivated viewers and became a global sensation overnight. It wasn't just a dance, it was a profound statement of pure artistry, peak athleticism, and unparalleled showmanship. In that single, electrifying moment, the transition from a former child star to the undisputed king of pop was finalized for the world to see. The raw energy of Beat It brought a new dimension to the album, masterfully blending the worlds of hard rock and mainstream pop. The inclusion of guitar virtuoso Eddie Van Halen, who famously contributed his blistering solo as a favor without initial payment, was a bold and strategic move. This collaboration was designed to bridge the gap between R&B and rock audiences, effectively dismantling the rigid radio divides of the era. The song's heavy riffs proved that Michael Jackson could dominate any genre he touched. The Beat It music video depicted a powerful narrative of rival gangs finding common ground through the transformative power of dance. Its cinematic scope and compelling choreography solidified the music video as a legitimate art form capable of conveying complex social messages. By casting real-life gang members alongside professional dancers, Michael brought a gritty sense of realism to the screen that was unprecedented. This video proved that music could be a vehicle for social change while still being immensely entertaining and popular. The Thriller music video, released in 1983, redefined the genre entirely and changed the entertainment industry forever. Directed by John Landis, it was a 14-minute short film complete with a narrative, special effects, and cinematic production values. The project featured elaborate makeup by the legendary Rick Baker, transforming Michael into a werewolf and a zombie with terrifying realism. It was a massive financial gamble that paid off spectacularly, becoming a global event that people planned their entire lives around. This groundbreaking visual spectacle elevated music videos from promotional tools to essential artistic statements of the highest order. It demanded a new level of creative investment from artists and labels, setting a benchmark for visual storytelling in music. The success of the short film proved that audiences were hungry for long-form, high-concept musical content. Every artist who followed had to reckon with the new standard Michael Jackson had established for the medium of music television. The immense popularity of Thriller's videos created an unprecedented level of public pressure on the executives at MTV. The network's long-standing refusal to play videos by black artists, including a superstar of Michael Jackson's caliber, became increasingly untenable in the face of overwhelming demand. Fans and industry leaders began to call out the blatant exclusion, pointing to the massive sales of the album. The wall of segregation was finally starting to crack under the weight of a cultural momentum that could no longer be ignored. Faced with overwhelming public and industry pressure, the leadership at MTV finally relented and integrated its playlist. The decision to play Billie Jean and other Thriller videos marked a pivotal moment, forcing the network to diversify its programming and begin dismantling its racial barriers. By opening the door for Michael Jackson, the network inadvertently paved the way for generations of black artists to reach a mainstream audience. This was the moment the color barrier in the music video era was officially shattered. Before Thriller, achieving multi-platinum status was significant, but the idea of an album dominating the global charts for years was almost entirely unheard of. Sales were often concentrated within specific markets or genres, making true worldwide saturation a statistical rarity in the industry. Most successful albums had a shelf life of only a few months before being replaced by the next trend. The industry was accustomed to steady growth, but it was unprepared for the tidal wave of success that was about to hit. Thriller didn't just sell copies, it exploded into a global phenomenon that shattered every existing record in the music industry. It rapidly became the best-selling album of all time, achieving a level of global ubiquity previously unseen in human history. Its sales figures were so massive that they fundamentally changed how the industry measured success and market potential. Even decades later, its staggering numbers continue to stand as the ultimate benchmark for commercial achievement and enduring appeal in the world of pop. The 1984 Grammy Awards ceremony became a historic coronation for Michael Jackson and the Thriller era. Dressed in his iconic military jacket, Jackson swept the awards, winning a record-breaking 8 trophies in a single night. This sweep was a powerful testament to the album's overwhelming critical respect and its total commercial dominance across multiple categories. It was a night of triumph that solidified his status as the most important figure in contemporary music and a true global icon. The Thriller effect rippled through the music industry, forever altering its landscape and marketing philosophies for decades to come. Labels began to actively seek out and promote black artists for mainstream audiences, recognizing the immense potential for massive crossover success. The industry shifted its focus toward creating event albums that could appeal to every demographic simultaneously. The old silos were being torn down, replaced by a new, more integrated vision of what popular music could achieve on a global scale. The album also cemented the music video as an essential and non-negotiable component of an artist's total marketing strategy. This led to a golden age of music videos in the 1980s, where visual artistry became just as important as the music itself. Directors who had previously worked only in film were suddenly drawn to the creative possibilities of the short-form musical medium. Michael Jackson had effectively turned the music video into a high-stakes, high-art competition that defined the visual language of the decade. Michael Jackson's Thriller demonstrated the incredible power of music to transcend deep cultural and geographical boundaries. It paved the way for future global pop superstars, proving that a single artist could achieve worldwide appeal across every continent. The album's success in international markets showed that melody and rhythm could bridge gaps that politics and language could not. It turned the music business into a truly global enterprise, creating the interconnected pop culture we live in today and forever changing the world. The DNA of Thriller is evident in today's pop music, from its genre-bending soundscapes to the emphasis on visually compelling performances. Its influence can be heard in the production, the artistry, and the sheer ambition of modern pop stars. Artists today still look to this album as the ultimate example of how to combine commercial appeal with an uncompromising artistic vision. It remains a North Star for anyone who aspires to reach the pinnacle of the musical world and leave a lasting legacy. Even decades later, Thriller's sales figures remain almost mythical in their scale and persistence. It set a standard for commercial success that artists still aspire to, a testament to its enduring appeal and groundbreaking impact. The album continues to sell thousands of copies every week, proving its status as a foundational text of modern culture. It has been certified over 30 times platinum in the United States alone, a figure that is difficult for the human mind to fully grasp or replicate. Thriller was far more than just an album, it was a cultural earthquake that shifted the world's axis forever. It shattered racial barriers, redefined visual media, and fundamentally reshaped the global music industry from the ground up. The world before Thriller was a place of division and limited horizons, and the world after would never be the same again. Michael Jackson didn't just change the music, he changed the way we see the world and the way the world sees itself.